And so they want to kind of revamp that and change the landscaping, make it more educational. But I think they might be pretty well off on the funding, so maybe that fund can go towards a place like Judy Rogers.
I want you to feel welcome to reach out to us. Please contact.
Okay,
Or we the board secretaries up there.
great. Looks like you guys had a good turnout with your tree seedlings. I know, we had something going on here that morning, and I was gonna go by just to say hi, and
I've been someone all day.
but I checked on Facebook, and by the time I was free, they were all on.
You might have never got rid of it.
Well, we did one or two, but I guess people are interested this year. That's good.
Sign in and get an agenda in a minute.
Okay, it's on you from TV. Like UK ball.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even want to be on there, and my daughter was like, I want to interview me then. Okay. But then she wouldn't even say a word, I don't know, she could show her off. I never saw it. I can't remember.
You're not, you going to work today, Ken?
I work this weekend, so I was off today.
And what were you working on, job up there?
No, it was Girl Game.
Oh, girls' game.
Yeah, they played at more.
Oh, okay.
My mom made them blankets, and they have to take their blankets with them and try all the country and bring them. So they inside out and just backwards and.
Yeah.
I don't really, that's all. I mean, that, I have my sister went to the lead, they.
What is it?
You know, that's
It's not one of the white hats.
Maybe a little craft fair at church. That one was a while.
Somebody that was doing quilt and they had a bookmarks and we need little brushes and.
Really?
Quilts and pillows, and pillows.
That
Right, she's.
long way.
That's not joke.
She had that, and she had.
Yeah, this one, right?
Very big on that.
Dinosaurs and robots and princesses.
Yeah, this guy, she had a little bit of everything, quite aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, she had to do that. No, do that. And we take it for the house, we did, and that's all.
Really?
I say, I have to take it towards the food, booze.
Get in the mountain though, like if it floods, will they, can they still out the driveway and stuff?
Again, especially. That's all I get work.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna take.
Yeah.
You should.
You got everything on the map?
Okay.
No.
So they're just all the way back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you. We just. He's real.
Across the street.
When did you go?
Yeah, look at-
He's got all. You can pick it up, come home.
Cause I mentioned the word.
That was it. Oh, man, that's crazy.
We didn't have.
She perked up, and Kendall's going over here much,
Yeah.
for his other.
See, I guess, are we, 5:30, we can start waiting for anybody is. Truly, is she coming?
Really asked, 10 minutes. text, 334. Asked me to pass on her regrets. She's had some kind of stomach bug or something today. Mom just diarrhea all day long, but she just couldn't make it.
Well, that's
Her fault.
You can stay on.
sorry, Jim, still good, but we probably don't want that either, so. Yeah, is that thing talking or reading or whatever?
It's recording.
It's, okay, all right. All right, well, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order here, that way we can stay on task and see everybody back home on a day when the sun's out for the first time in a week or so, thank y'all for coming out tonight. I guess before we get started with things, I'll just, I don't know, I'll just ask, if everybody okay, the community's all right from the flooding? I didn't hear much happening here in Boyle County, but, have y'all heard anything?
All of our employees are okay.
Okay,
So, yeah, they've had to contend with a little bit of high water, but everybody's okay.
okay, good, well, that's good, but yeah, I've been a little bit around the state today and yesterday, and it's crazy, you just don't have to drive very far in this problem, so, yeah, so I'm thankful for that. So I guess we'll start off with a review of the minutes, Ms. Danielle.
You do it?
Yeah.
Anybody wants to look at it, peek over it, make sure it looks good? I am currently trying to get mine to open right now, sorry.
That's great.
It's, saying my application is out of date, I don't know what that means, so I'm actually taking paper notes today. We'll see. But yeah, review those, I had turned these in the last meeting that we had, so that we can go ahead and post those, jobs, I believe, that were in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from this meeting.
Yep. Motion made and seconded, any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, say aye. Opposed? Passes. All right, Mr. Newell, treasurer's report.
We do not have a printed version.
Yeah.
I asked Mark to be here to just give a paraphrase version of where we stand today.
All your printed copies in June, I'm just waiting on a journal entry from UK for a finalize, I think, so I didn't want paper copies out there. But I will tell you where we stand currently through February. We have 5.589 million on account between the main checking account of farmers, the CDs that we have, and the West South Money Market account. The only liability continues to be the CAECO payable at 3.065 million. The Kentucky sales tax payable, they've been working on it as well. Currently it's negative $39, so they've overpaid a little bit, and they're looking into correcting that as well. Statement of activity for the month of February, we brought in $211,331 in tax revenue, $30,151 in interest revenue. The expenses for the month, your typical expenses, professional services was our cleaning, it came in at $4,419. Maintenance and repairs, that's just your snow removal and that roof leak we had, so that's about $1,700 on the roof leak. Electric came in quite a bit higher, I haven't had a chance to dive into it, but it came in at $7,734. I can't remember how cold it was, but it seems rather high. The materials and supplies, I'm still waiting on the credit card breakdown, so I'll have that by next time. Pretty much it on that one, so I'll move on to the budget. Versus actual for the year through the end of February, we're at 96.72% of the tax revenues we projected. We've gained $430 in rental income that we did not project, but it's just money we gained. Interest at $82,403 for the year. That's also not budgeted. Your maintenance repairs at about 81%, but we're already at the end of February, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue moving forward. Vehicle insurance has been for a while now, it's over budget 151%. The audit is at 86%. We're still waiting on the second audit for the year. I would anticipate them getting back on next week or two because the tax season will be ending. Theoretically, April 15th, they haven't extended it, but we'll see how that goes. And then the only other thing is the building insurance continues to be over budget at 138.88% like we have seen previously. So that's all I got for that. I will have printed copies in June, that way you can review everything, see what's going on with it.
Okay. All right, thanks, Mark. Do we need to take a motion to approve those? Four. Okay,
So
all right. Motion Second question. Second, motion made and seconded.
Since you sneezed.
Okay. Any discussion on the treasurer's report? Okay, all those in favor say, accepting the report, say aye. Others? Passes. All right, Mr. Hippensberger, we'll turn it over to you.
Okay, before we get into the market equity study, I want to say Danny Jones has accepted the 4-H program assistant position.
Name sounds familiar.
Hmm?
Name sounds familiar. Yeah.
She's been a 4-H program assistant for 5 years in Lincoln County. She actually was a intern or something here several years ago. She's actually from Boyle County, kids go to Boyle County, so, so along with the market equity study, she accepted the position at $19 an hour. And that was UK's,
Recommendation.
recommendation, basically protecting Billy Joe's position. Okay. Currently, the FCS position, program assistant, is posted. And Alethea said that she's made some calls, and she's had calls of people that said they have applied. And she feels like we're gonna have a good candidate base there to choose for that position too. Now, to the market equity study, the good news and bad news. From the numbers that Alethea and Kim have been able to get a hold of, we basically found out that Boyle County Extension Office is a good place to work.
We already knew that.
And they get currently, that current values are probably slightly above the average here in Boyle County. Comparing equal jobs. So to give you an idea, most of them are like $20 to $21 an hour is what most of our staff is making here. And that is $1 or $2 kind of above what we found out other equal positions. When you start getting into that $22, $23, $24 an hour range, you start getting into more professional type of jobs that require some education or some training for that. So basically, I can't recommend, based on the numbers, that we ask for the market equity raise for the staff assistant. And I went on Indeed today and looked at jobs in Boyle County. And there's all kinds of jobs that start at $14, $15, $16 an hour. And I even went on UK's site and there is a 4-H position in Laurel County that is from $15.30 to $17.50 an hour to start at. There's 4 staff assistant positions that are $16 to $17.50, $18. So, we got the FCS position posted for 16 to 20. And we were able to start Danielle at 19. So, I feel we're doing pretty good. I know the staff assistants may not want to hear that. But actually, Billy Joe did come in my office and shut the door today, and she said, I just want to thank you, however it turns out. She said, I want to thank you for considering looking at, at the raises or whatever. And she says, whatever, And I told her the same thing when I just told you, and I said, especially the schools, I said, what we found out is schools don't pay much. And Billy Joe said, that's why I'm here. She came from, we got from the school to here. So, she just said it over again, she said, thank you for just attempting it, however it turns out. But that's my findings as of right now.
We need to be on the high end and get the best quality people.
And that's, for what I'm saying, it's where we're at, and we've got good quality people.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm definitely speaking for myself when I say, I think the purpose of why I wanted to look at this was not so much to see where we need to be with people starting out, such as Danielle, but how to compensate fairly those who have been here as long and dedicated as they have, and are only $2 more an hour than somebody coming straight off that. So that was, I think that time and that dedication is what I was looking at specifically in this process.
Well, looking at positions that not, and we look at not starting positions, we look at positions, current positions. And our people are still making slightly above what I call the average in the county.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of what we were going at. We were trying to bump those that are already hired so that we can bring those new people in at a nice rate. But what we found is, and Billy Joe's an example, that she started back when starting pay was low. And those 2 and 3% raises over the years hasn't really boosted her up. Like now, average starting pay seems to be in that $16, $18 range. Versus, back when she started, she probably started at $10 or $12 an hour. If that, so, and those are the people that have got caught in this upgrade of starting phase.
I think that was just the purpose of what I was hoping to accomplish out of this.
That was the purpose I was hoping to do. But I did not find out, I've got to be able to send you, hey, look, here's several positions, here's several jobs out here that are making $23, $24 an hour. We would like to boost our people $1 or $2.
But I'd be curious if those jobs are making them starting pay, or if it's their employees who've been there for 15, 20 years, that kind of thing.
Right.
And that would be hard to determine without them being willing to share that.
Right.
So, I think that's just kind of where my head's at.
And there was, sorry, there weren't any positions, so all the positions you checked, those are all listed positions, right? That were reviewed.
We found a couple, at the housing authority, that were specific coordinators that were at $23 an hour. But most comparable jobs, they were right in that range that we're already at.
And there were,
And for me to justify sending an increase to UK, see, I can't even cross county lines.
I was gonna ask that too, if there's, if there's people that are here, but they're traveling to other communities to find employment, but you can't pull those in either then.
No, and in fact, to show you, I guess, Danny was making $18 an hour in Lincoln at 5 years worth of service. So she got $1 an hour raise roughly to come here. And looking at other jobs around the county, Boyle County is better paying for extension positions, it looks like.
But Jenny, you studied this, but we just gotta ask a question. When we're hiring new people, we don't want to start a newbie out at a higher rate than experienced people that have been here for a while.
Right.
Is there any way to give an equalizing raise to the people that have been here a while to get them above the entry level that we said?
No, so that's what this market equity was trying to do.
Cause there's no.
But you gotta have proof, you gotta have proof from multiple places that are paying higher than we are. To justify asking UK, hey, and that's why it's called market equity, trying to get people equal to other jobs around.
And it'll get my crap.
And we didn't, yeah, I mean, we just didn't find that. And you're right, and that's why. And I think, and that's why we all talked about in starting ranges of $16 to $20. Because Danny's coming in with 5 years' experience.
Somebody who came in with no experience may not be making 19 an hour a year.
So, you know, UK felt that 19 was okay for that. Now, with the FCS, if we get somebody that's straight out of college or no experience, then $16 to $17 an hour looks like, you know, surrounding counties and other positions would be a fair job, you know, starting out. And that would be a pretty good separation. You're looking at, you know, $3, $3 to $4 an hour difference between somebody coming in new and somebody with some experience.
So none of these jobs have an increase in salary because of experience. In other words, UK doesn't have its step levels.
Yes, yes. Say that, because see, the range for the 4H position was $16 to $20.
Okay.
So Danny was coming in with 5 years experience.
Right.
So she got to start at the upper level of that.
Right.
At 19.
Okay.
If somebody didn't have any experience, then you're looking at that $16 to $17.
Okay, I guess I didn't answer my question correctly.
Okay.
A person who's been here, do they get a step level change because added to her salary because of the extra year's experience?
Is there a tiered level of pay or is it just based
Yeah.
on?
Everybody like, so the budget is budgeting a 2% raise across the board. Everybody, agents, staff, everybody is a 2% raise. Okay, and that's not a given, though. That's not even for sure, but that's
No.
budget.
Okay.
And my thought was going somewhere with where you were, what you were talking about, but I've lost my thought.
Those of us in the school system, we always had a step up raising. Yeah, I think back when I started, it was like $50 a year, but it was like much.
Now it's like every 5 years you get a significant raise.
Yeah, the career ladder, that's just for agents, right?
That's just for agents. See, there was an adjustment made before you were here, of course, about 4 years ago or so. They made adjustments to bring everybody up above just a normal like 3%. But as far as the district board or whatever saying, hey, we want to give a bonus or something like that, you can't do it. Can't do it. Because the district board is not the employer. UK is, so how it set up, UK is the employer.
Can I ask who we compare to?
Pardon?
Can I ask who we can, is it just the schools that we compared our jobs to here?
Schools, oh, the list was Alethea
The health
had.
department.
Health department, library was like $16 an hour.
Yeah,
Um,
that version's good.
I know the schools.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not.
and that's what I even got
Because I know
on.
the hospital, we're doing it. Market now. Huge market now. I mean, one for this got bumped from some nurses got $1 an hour and we got $12 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're doing huge market now.
and if you get on Indeed, it's really disappointing because there's some front row people. Like like our staff that are starting out at $10 and $12 an hour. And I'm thinking, man,
Why the poverty levels are going higher.
I can go start mowing yard for $16 an hour.
I just thought of this now, and I'm trying to pull it up on my phone, but I can't find it. I have to be on the computer. Bureau of Labor Statistics, was there anything in there that,
Did not look there.
okay. I just now thought of it, but, okay. I can't.
I was just kind of looking for specific positions, comparable positions to what we had.
Okay.
In Boyle County, that today I kind of stretched out around and Boyle County Extension, they get compensated pretty well compared to what I've had. So at this time, I don't have any grounds to ask for a market equity increase.
Thanks for doing that, and everybody who put work into that, I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, all. Yeah, I mean, that's, I appreciate your all's work, I appreciate, yeah, they also do it by job title too, the boys and help too, per week. Okay. Yeah,
Jay, all those jobs set on how much vacation time they.
Yeah, it's set vacation.
So that, you know, if they work here 20 years, you know, they may go from 2 weeks to 3 weeks. or something.
No, it's set from the first year that you're here.
Okay. I said, yes.
Yeah, now in the industry, when I was managing Furlong plan, but you started out 1 week for the first 5 years, and then 2 weeks after that. Here's the UK, you get it after that first year, you get whatever.
well, I appreciate the diligence there on that, Jay, so. I guess at this point, there's no action needed on that then, this time?
There is no action really to give.
Yeah, okay, all right. So we'll move on then to the next item of business.
This-
Agreements.
This is something I forgot to do when we approved the budget. I just need a motion to make 4 equal payments to UK of $213,747.75.
Or equal payments. Same.
$213,747.75.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded for, that payment to the University of Kentucky and 4 equal payments. Any discussion needed on that? Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
213-747-7.
213,747.75.
And then move on to the last, item of business there, the summer steps petition.
Okay, this was another thing, we talked about it in the budget, when we talked about the budget, that summer position. Did some digging into it. And basically what we've done the last couple of years is we've done some local interviews. And, I guess, took one individual and we sent them to Steps at UK. And Steps is a temporary employment service through UK. So we didn't post the position or anything like that through UK. Used to, I found where we did 5 or 6 years ago or whatever when it started. But this is a simpler way of doing it, where we can advertise locally. Usually, the person is heavily involved in 4-H also. So what they do is 2 or 3 days a week, they help water trees. The rest of the time, they're here, helping do whatever multiple program, whatever they do, wherever somebody needs them. Also, Kim usually takes this person to camp. And going through Steps, we can do that. If they were hired part-time through UK, they could not go stay overnight at camp. But the Steps person can just take a week off, go to camp, and be a volunteer at camp. Talking with Kim's got 2 or 3 people already kind of in mind, who usually is a senior graduating, going into college, that's had a 4-H career. But also, Caitlin's been talking to, go ahead, the Bo and
Yes.
Josh.
Josh Morgan, I'm meeting with him tomorrow. He's the city's engineer. And then Bo Winston, he puts on the Boyle County Tree Endowment, the single tree fund as well. So, and both of those put in money for this position.
So the email you got today, totals up to about $3,300. That comes back to us to help pay for this position, which is roughly half of the cost of having this person for the summer.
Should first have to go do background checks and so forth.
Okay, yeah, Steps takes care of all that. We send them to Steps and Steps does the CAM checks and the background checks and so forth. If they do go to 4-H camp, they'll have to do a volunteer background check also.
Who supervises this person when they're in the dam?
Well,
From what I understand, they go with the watering crew and they go around and water all of the trees that have been planted recently.
they ride the water truck.
It wouldn't have had much job.
I asked, it's not their water when it's raining, so.
Yeah.
I have to, pour down there and just go on.
And it's still water.
My job is to water this, and I'm gonna go on.
No, I was just curious, and then here Kim is in charge.
In the agents. Yeah, so if Caitlin needs the person to say, hey, I need to go out here and work in the greenhouse, come with me today.
Okay.
If Kim needs them to go do something 4-H wise, they can go with her. They went with Tyler, so it's not a program specific position.
So what do you need?
So we need a motion to,
So we need a motion,
open that for,
to do the Steps position for the Lorax position and at 15:30 an hour.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
motion been made and seconded for 15:30 an hour,
15:30 an hour.
and that's a full-time position,
They,
through the
full
summer?
time, yeah, full-time temporary position.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, any other discussion needed on that topic?
I missed you, motioned and seconded, I'm sorry. I motioned, thank you. I was, trying to get the numbers right.
All right, well, there's a motion on the floor, so all those in favor of, making this position move forward, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Passes. All right,
Before we adjourn, what about the second position, for his position? Any movement?
It is in the budget. It is in the budget. So,
I think what we had talked about was in June, we would be pushing that.
so in June, what we'll do at the June meeting, we can, start that process. And we can actually start it before July because it will take a couple of months to do that.
So that hopefully the hire is by the end of this calendar year or beginning of
And
next.
yeah, should have somebody in here before start of school.
Well, that's the reason why I'm asking, because it hasn't been real quick.
Right.
I'm getting an aid, and I realize you gotta have money funded for your tax dollars. You know,
But yeah, we can start that process in June.
so that you can't know this is coming.
Yes.
The reason why it took so long, I had a baby, so.
No,
So that's fine, we waited 3 months.
no.
It's not just you, I promise.
No.
You're gonna have to take that training.
I understand that completely, but getting movement in the UK is not the fastest.
I understand.
And
And we've not offered the job. The
That's
way
exciting though. We haven't always had people apply to sometimes for those positions.
Yes.
So we've had some history of it. You know,
posting.
posting it all the time. Yes, it's only allowed to be posted for so many weeks and then we have to.
Usually posted for, agents are usually posted for 3 weeks.
Man, I know somebody who should, or they're bringing the hat, or hat in the ring, whatever the saying is. It's spring break, I don't think.
Not be nice.
It's my spring break, it's not y'all's spring break.
No, mine's really.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's all. Is there any public comments that we're sitting in or anything announcements that need to be made from the public? Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Can I have something for June's meeting?
No.
Can we just update on the barn?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm at the playtime. Okay, so the crew's been here. And everything in the barn over there, we've not had a drip. 100% so far.
So did they fix something, or did they just like show up and it?
No, they went over the whole roof. They sealed the joints. They went over every screw in that roof. Because there were some screws that were not in the wood. And there were screw holes that didn't have screws in it. There were screws that didn't, the washers didn't squeezed out. They went over the whole roof. And through all this rain, we've not had one drip over them. So hopefully we've got that. Now here, we have 98%. 98% of the drips taken care of. So they're gonna come back. We've got 2 little drips back here and very small, even with what you said, 7.5, 8 inches of rain. Very, very minimal. So they're finding the right areas. So what they did, basically, they took the sealer and sealed where the 2 roofs come together on this building. It looks like they're gonna have to go find, and while it was raining the other day, I went up there and looked. But you've got to crawl from way over there to way back in there. And hopefully not step through the ceiling. And I did not make it back in there. So, but they're heading in the right direction. Very, very pleased about, especially that one down there. Barry's almost now, after experiencing all this rain, I think we can feel safe to replace some ceiling tiles and move the catch buckets and all that good stuff. I'm glad you said that, because I didn't say something.
What about the ice machine?
I don't know where that's at. I don't know where.
I know it would take a little while, but that's something we voted on.
Yeah, very good.
Was the Wi-Fi, ice machine in the roof, I was like, what are you standing on from those three?
I don't know if knowing Barry, it's on. Knowing Barry, he's on top of stuff.
Well, I know they had to do some plumbing, I think, before they installed that.
Right, so the next meeting is June 2nd, 5:30. That's still good, right?
That's still good.
Okay.
And speaking along that line, I got the new oil converted off of the smoker the other day. So the smoker is ready. We rented some brats. Sorry, they weren't from local brat supplier, but we rented some brats through it, just smoked some stuff off of it, and everything turned out good. So we are ready for some brisket and brats in June.
Sounds good.
I'll be sending emails out. We get a little bit closer to see who's bringing what.
I'm bringing green beans and I'm bringing Shirley deviled eggs for her.
Okay,
That's what I'm bringing.
there you go.
Sounds good. Put that in minutes too.
We got meat.
Right,
We've got meat and vegetables.
That's right. That's what it is. All right, well, if there's no other discussion, I think there was a motion earlier to adjourn. Is that right?
Yeah, so I don't have to retype anybody else's name.
Yeah.
I'm the one who made it last.
That's-
so.
Okay. All right, is there a second? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Sounds good. Thank y'all for coming out tonight.
I am presenting the budget at the fiscal court meeting in the morning.
Thank you.
It's really sick while they still have it.
Probably what they did appropriate.
Is there anybody that would like to join?
It's my spring break. I heard that thing's spring
I
break.
was hoping it could be here tonight. I don't know how hard they're gonna be on it. I don't know.
You never know.
You raise taxes, no,
We actually lowered tax.
then you.
Well, then you'll be a night train. Yeah, I think so.
Because in Garrett County, I just sent the paperwork, said, here you go. Never presented the budget. But I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Representing Boyle County Extension. I think I'll be okay.
I'll be at the doctor's meeting too. Right?
Council city.
If not, Jay, you got that, those state and everything, and you go back to next 2 weeks. Every important.
Yes.
Sorry. I understand the budget. You know, I think it's a good count.
That is one, so.
I think I can answer those questions.
It's okay.
Somehow I didn't know countries that are.
That's their dog somewhere.
So now I'm going through, you know, make sure I get it right. I read about it. I technology is not happening today. I'm lucky we have internet, because like all schools and half the county offices have internet today.
You're right.
There's a bad fiber cut.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
right,
why
because-
they can't get to it from here.
And the poles washed out, knocked out the internet in all the schools.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my kids came home, like, people were traveling.
So there's a CEC meeting,
The hospital.
15.
April 15th, it's 6 every weekend.
Yeah.
She'll send those reminders out tomorrow. I got a list of it tomorrow.
Do I need to make a budget or agenda for that, or does somebody else make that?
I can do that. It's gonna be a plan of work type of thing.
And discuss more long-term plans, for the, like, with the potential of.
We thought the library was doing okay, but when the building guys got in this morning, the elevator shaft just had 4 feet of water on the bottom of the elevator shaft. Didn't spread, it was inches
Send me
below
what you want.
the ground floor, but the elevator was on another floor, so they bailed it out and they're working on it. There's an alarm going off one day today because of it, but other than that, it was.
Things that I had,
On the single elevator.
I'll go back and look at the last EC meeting, make sure I'm not.
That's what I'm gonna go to your.
So when you go with them now.
Well, I-
Make it different.
But if it's
You
manual.
know, Third Street, there's a two.
Plan of work.
Right there. Welcome to the. Okay, there's water, there's a waterfall. Yeah. Size, it's okay. It's okay.
They think ours came from the ground, but it's not, that it leaked in from the ground.
Figured, yeah, 'cause that's just. What's it? It's free or.
Oh, he's actually able with that. And we ran it down, man. 3 days, meeting.
That's very.
Mark?
That's right here. That's very,
Appreciate it.
position.
Almost ground those.
Security position at the hospital. Is that through the hospital or through the agency? Okay, I have a good friend who worked that all the